He just pulls out Kataru.
Yeah. Oh God, we'd never survive.
Yeah.
No, that's how you lose subscribers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a
All right, that looks good.
adequate
That looks
following.
good.
Show
He just pulls out Dongo from Monster Hunter Rise.
There we go. I love the. You're going to send this message to 2,500 plus people. Yes, I am.
Yes, that was the idea.
That was the idea. I do it once every 2 weeks. I have permission.
Yes.
All right, chat room, let us
Well,
know
we all
when you
do.
can see and hear us.
Yeah, you pull the tits on me. Do you know who I am?
Exactly.
crap.
Over, so there's not an echo. One second.
Nope, you're good.
Microphone.
All right.
Do you hear my computer
Oh.
fans?
No, your fans are fine. Seema says she could see and hear us.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. Who's leading this monkey show?
That's you, my love.
You are.
Oh, of course it is. All right. Then we are going in 5, 4, 3. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
The nomads are coming to a dungeon near you.
Sotor and the terror from beyond.
That cake is buff?
Lord of the Rings Online celebrates 14 with further adventures of Bilbo, which it says Bleebo for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
Biblio.
Wow.
And we have Abo and Kelsey are here who are here to talk to us about AIE in Final Fantasy XIV. Welcome.
All that and more coming up now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to episode 365 of the podcast celebrating you, the Aliyah Iacta gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast, as recently seen on Jeopardy. This is Tetsemi. To my left is Mewcow.
Papaya. Papaya.
And to my right and upstairs is Makala.
Hey guys, there are coconut cupcakes in the Guild Kitchen.
Ooh.
And they're yummy. This week, we are joined by special guests Abovan and Kelsier, who are here to talk to us about AIE in Final Fantasy XIV.
Woohoo!
Happy to be back.
Yay!
Hey.
Happy
Thanks
to
for
have you
coming
guys
back, both of you.
Yeah. I think last time we did Final Fantasy XIV, we had Kel, you were on, and then the time before that, it was Abo. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
hail, hail, the gang's
so-
all here.
Now we can't be accused of being Clark Kent and Superman.
Exactly.
Right. Well, Abo is wearing glasses, and
It could be.
it is
I have
the
glasses.
83rd anniversary of Superman today.
I
So
know.
It is.
There you
first,
go.
first issue,
How many years?
83.
83.
Yes, sir.
Still going.
Very nice.
And people. I'm going to comment there. I'm trying to think of a funny comment, and I'm failing miserably.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have glasses on, so, there we go. No.
Oh my God! I'd hate to tell you now you look like Tony Stark, which did up the attraction even more. But you don't look like who you want to look like, which is Captain America. So good for me and me. Okay, and good for you also, but also bad for you.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Yes.
So let's go around the room and find out what people have been up to in and out of games. Starting with Abo, what have you been up to in and out of game?
Okay, so obviously you have some Final Fantasy. I have been I have been playing the patch, which we'll talk about later. But I've been working on a new character through a little experiment that I've been doing that I want to, we'll touch on it a little bit here. But I'm going through the game with a new character with the Road to 60 buff,
Right.
and I'm trying to get as many classes extended to max levels, whatever I can
Right.
do.
Yeah.
With as little MSQ, main story quest line progression as possible.
So you're doing like all the side quests, all the
Yes.
what do you call them? Bounties, not
all
bounties.
the levies, all the guild levies, all the levy quests, all the little side things, all the
random
the,
dungeons you can access without advancing the story.
yes. There are certain things that break, and we can get to that later. But it's been fun. It's been fun to like explore the game, knowing what you could do with the game if you want to Skyrim it, right?
Right.
Go through as much of the game as possible, but don't actually go through what you're supposed to do.
Right. Which is the exact opposite of what we tell everyone to do. Just do the main story quest, get to max level, then go back and fill in everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm doing it backwards.
Right. Besides that, I've been playing a lot of Crypt of the Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule.
Nice.
I've been doing that, and I've been playing those games, streaming them out. I've been streaming on Bash personally. That's just my personal channel. And those are the big things I'm doing.
Very cool. What about you, Kelsier?
So I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, new patch. I've also been playing a bunch of Monster Hunter Rise, which I've been really, really, really enjoying. I'm one of the babies that got turned onto Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter World, but went through that whole game, so I'm really happy to have this next one. And you get doggos, not just cats. So even though I mainly have cats, but I have a dog too. So that's pretty much been the 2 video games I've been playing.
Cool.
I've been meaning to get back into Hades because I beat the main story, but I think I didn't beat like the epilogue story, so I need to see.
I think you have to beat it 10 times, and then you get the true ending.
Yeah, and I did that, and I think there's something that happens after that too, like once you
there's
befriend
an
everyone.
epilogue.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get to that.
Gotcha.
But haven't gotten quite back to that. But yeah, been having a good time.
I can hear my daughter behind us, so I'm surprised she's not like sticking her head around the screen going, Hades?
Talk about Hades. Because she loves Hades.
She says she almost did.
We should have her come on sometime and talk about it.
Yes, exactly.
The AIE Podcast now with a live audience.
Exactly.
Right? Normally we reserve that for Nerdtaculars.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, McCullough, what have you been up to in your dice rolling?
I roll dice. I roll lots of dice. So our Sunday adventures are back. We took a month-long hiatus. But we are now doing one of the Candlekeep adventures, and we are searching for a bronze dragonborn librarian that had gone missing. And we found out that basically, adventures in a book, and that's where a book took him somewhere else. And it was a book devoted to the goddess of Sun, who's a goddess of beauty and art. All right, so we have Kenny in chat commenting about Hades. Yes, there's an addiction in Hades in our house. Sorry, sidebar. So that's a great time, and of course it was Ben's character that kind of dumbed into it. I don't know, he tripped into it.
He did, and his character name is Trip. So yeah,
his Trip. So yeah, he's our Goliath Ranger. So if anything fun like that's going to happen, it's going to be him, because Int and Wisdom are his dump stat.
Yeah,
but he's a blast. It's a blast. Let's see. In my Thursday night game, we transitioned from, because we have 2 campaigns going on at the same time, or not at the same time, but like the same group. So we'll one DM will do part of an adventure, get to a good stopping point. The other DM will take over. So they both have the chance to DM and play, but it's 2 different campaigns. So we finished up we had a natural pause in SJ's game, where we had found this device to save the city, but we don't quite know what's going on with it quite yet. There's a lot of intrigue. We know the Duke is up to something and it's not good. But we found what we need. Which was fun. It was a lot of puzzle solving and sewer diving, so that was a good time. Now we're back to Descent into Inverness, excuse me. And yeah, we're in hell and stuff's not good, and we're getting attacked by devils. But we because we were getting back into that campaign and trying to deal with the bugs of going from D&D or World 20 to Fantasy Grounds. That's always kind of fun that transition period's not great. So we didn't play as long as we wanted to the other night, but it was a good time, and we're continuing that story.
I think sometimes gaming tech is our own worst enemy.
Oh my goodness, I know. I know. Call of Cthulhu's getting real interesting. As you know, the beginning of World War II just kind of keeps edging closer and closer. We are currently in Egypt. We were just hunted by Nazis to get a hold of my character's mentor's book that she has a hold of. As you do, it gets sent to you, or you get a puzzle to find it, and then it gets stolen. But you've torn out a certain page that one faction wants to make sure that you can't find where it's at. But that's the page you tore out, so they stole it, and then it got brought back. Luckily enough, and then somebody else is looking for it. And we're dealing with the Thola Society and the Noctenwolf and all kinds of fun, scary stuff. But we think we have the people we're working with. We think there is somebody who's betraying us because the assassins knew just where to find us. So we kind of did a ruse like, okay, we got called way over here. The telegram arrived in the middle of the night, so they just got a message saying, "Hey, we'll see you tomorrow." We went to Cairo to find it's like the Rosetta Stone. But it's like a second Rosetta Stone, but it has instead of Greek, it's an unknown language. It actually is just Elder Speak, basically. So we said we were going one way, we went another way, we came right back, and oddly enough, no one tried to kill us. So
go figure.
Go through that. And in our Star Wars game, well, when an ancient Sith artifact attaches onto you, and then now you have force powers, it's a good time. But the ancient Sith artifact was trying to get us to find the last pureblood Sith in 7 ABY.
Yeah.
Which we found, and we revived her.
Why would you do that?
People actually aren't evil. We don't know if she's good or evil. I know. But some Dathomirian were also looking for them. The Dathomirian and the Hellcats may have destroyed most of the base. And now there's a Night Sister, 2 Hellcats. Yeah, good times. Good times. That's where we ended that game. Oh, and both Call of Cthulhu and Star Wars might be going on hiatus for 10 weeks because our DM's going to be in Virginia for training. So we're not going to know if we can play until he gets there and tests out what type of setup he can do.
Speaking of PC and gaming tech.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, both games are really intense moments, and we don't know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen.
Awesome. What about you, Mew?
There's this game called Final Fantasy 14 that I've been playing a little bit of.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, so I don't know if everyone has done that's in there has done the event. Starts with this lovely lady here. Oh, yeah. The Easter event has started a little late. It's Hatching Tide. But in this event, you get a chicken suit. And,
yes, I saw
Rock?
pictures of that.
Bagok, yes. So I've been doing some static rating with another group. It's because it's a late night group. So they decided to get 24 people together wearing chicken suits. One of them
my goodness.
was dressed as Colonel Sanders.
Oh my God, no.
And we did the new Nier Automata raid.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was quite hilarious, especially if anyone who's done the new raid knows there's several points in it where you just get flung off the map.
Oh my gosh.
So like the streams of this game of this event, it's just like chickens flying. Like you just see chickens flying off in different directions as things are happening. And the game is literally throwing buildings at you and trains and just all kinds of stuff, and you're just flying around. And it's pretty amazing. But yeah, so that was the highlight of the last week. But other than that, I mean, just lots of raiding. We're 3 of 4 of the current raid, the Eden raid, and still trying to figure out the last one. Because it's the last one's actually 2 bosses, which is crazy. And yeah. Oh, and I don't know if we'll probably discuss the feats. Did you guys put? Yeah. Okay. So we'll save that for later. And then playing Outriders, which has been a fascinating game.
Yes.
Yeah. It's definitely like I like to call it Mead because it's Mass Effect and Anthem and Destiny / Division.
Yep.
So it's Mead. It's all that kind of smushed together, and it's actually very satisfying. It's got a lot of bugs, and unfortunately we've kind of had to put up with that kind of stuff, right? Because not everyone's in their best coding place, and stuff sneaks through, and they're trying to get stuff out. They're trying to make a living. It sounds like they're working on a lot of the bugs, but yeah, it's been a satisfying starting. It's interesting. Like it's almost literally like a lot of the games. I want to say it even adds a little bit of what was that Fallout like game, but in space, Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah,
it has a little bit of that in it too. But like I was
gonna go for Fall Up.
Fall Up.
So
there we go.
What? Because I'm going to mention it as well. What class did you attach onto?
Trickster.
Okay, so the up close stealth rogue class, basically.
Roguey.
Well, no,
so
far no stealth.
Warpy, stabby class.
Yes.
And you cannot convince me otherwise. That's not the real name.
It's actually I call it
science.
I call it the wibbly wobbly timely wimey class.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of time slowing, and you could put up like a time bubble.
Yep.
And so like any projectiles coming into it slow down and do the whole Matrix thing.
Yeah.
So you can just casually walk out of the way. But like you can then apply slow to people outside, like stab them and they're slow, or shoot them and they're slow, so you can get around them. And it's a very satisfying class. And like it also, I've done the middle. I don't know if they all have the middle survival talent row. Maybe they don't. But for Trickster, it's survival. It's like more armor, more resistance, more shield.
Yeah. There's varieties of like, do you want the weapons to hit harder? Do you want your stats to go higher? Do you want? Yeah.
So that I found the Trickster already does what it does really well, but it doesn't survive very well. So I've just done straight survivability.
Yeah, I think it's really designed. It's one of the classes, along with the tank class, that really play better in a group than solo.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had to like redo my talents every now and then. Like, that's how I figured out that the middle one was my best row, because I was trying to like go around and try some of the other talents. I was like, no, I'm dying too quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just put it right down the middle. And there's been an occasion where I've actually even had to walk it down a world level because it was just too intense.
Yeah.
Like you're playing a cover game, and then you go up a world level, and suddenly it's no longer a cover game. Everyone's running into your face.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, this was a cover game. Why aren't they in cover? What's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, those have been my 2 major games. Is Final Fantasy.
It's interesting that you say that you went like the middle path on Trickster, because I'm taking the upper path. So if anyone gets him, it's kind of close to me, dead completely.
Yeah.
Obliterate them, including like the school monsters and the bosses type thing. Some of the bosses were just an absolute pushover. But if I have any sort of like, if I get flanked in any way, or any other, like if there's like a couple snipers in the way or something like that, or something where I can't get close at all. Done.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm that way even without the extra weapon power. So I went full on survivability, and it changed the game. Yeah, because there are certain bosses, like there's a smuggler boss that like all of his minions are all being nice and hitting cover and whatnot. But the second it starts, that boss just comes right in your face, and you're like, what's going on here? What are you? You're not supposed to be here. Hello, game. No, they're in my spot. Game, they're in my spot, and it's just like. It's like what do you do? So I had to turn the script. Instead of being a cover game, I now had to run over to them and go use their cover because of the stupid boss was in my face.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, hey, minions, I'm going to kill you, take your spot because your boss is in my spot.
He's sitting in my seat.
Yeah, he's in my spot, so I'm taking your spot. I'm sorry, that's just how it works.
Yeah. Oh, so you can't sit with me.
Yeah.
Yes. I need all the space. All
social
this is my
distance.
Space.
Yeah.
Just like.
But yeah, also I also, while playing the Final Fantasy in the chicken suits, I happen to be enjoying some Japanese fried chicken Pringles, just to kind of
Ooh.
add to the whole, like, Colonel Sanders thing. But that was honestly the highlight of the week, was that crazy raid. And like, it was almost a blind raid. Like, most people hadn't done it yet because it just came out Tuesday,
Right.
and just the chaos of just people running around, and it's just
That's awesome.
and it's just the fact that, like, I love the fact that if someone dies, it's not the end of the world. It's
Yes.
you're not limited to, it's like, yeah, that person is going to be weak for a while, but you can still bring them back in the fight. They can still enjoy themselves. They're not just going to sit there on the floor staring at, or tasting the floor and saying, it tastes funny over here.
Yeah.
You could lose 20 people and not say, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you have a warrior tank, basically you're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and like
a tank and a limit break 3 for your dealer. You're back.
Like, there's a new weapon fight, the EX Diamond Weapon EX, and we found that you can die 22 times and still pass that. So
Wow.
Wow.
And it's a fun fight, but it's there's lots of dying. There's 2 floating platforms you can fall off very easily, and
you have to switch between them.
Yes, you have to switch between them. The teleporter has a time limit on it. It's just, it's all chaos, but it's fun chaos, and it's like you're not punished.
The first time I tried to use that teleporter, I just walked right off of the platform.
Just Kenny right off the edge.
Yeah. Just overall, like, just as the parting shot is Final Fantasy 14 is honoring my time and respecting it. So I'm having a lot more fun over there right now.
Oh, dude, yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
I one thing I thought was cool that I realized is, like, and this has freed me from a lot, is like it's one of those games that provides you where it's not like you're either at the bottom or the top in terms of DPS. Like, Samurai is the one I'm playing right now, and you can definitely, there's like math you can be doing while fighting, but if you don't do that, you're still doing plenty of damage. So I kind of have noticed that, where it's like there's this anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of stuff. Like doing the absolute best doesn't matter until you get into like the ultimates, or you're doing the last of the raid tier, and it's just that you need that extra DPS check. But yeah, that's why they discourage DPS meters. But
yeah,
we can talk more about that in Final Fantasy's little section, because we need to ask what Tets has been up to, because he has not gone yet.
So
Tets has been sitting here listening to us.
No.
Yes.
So I have developed alt-itis, but of games.
Yes,
as opposed to characters, it's now games.
Yes.
So, in WoW, I don't know who snuck in Wednesday night and replaced our raid team, but we walked through the first 7 bosses, one shot all of the 7 bosses, and we're done like 10 minutes after raid time. So 2 hours.
Holy crud!
7 bosses, all one shots. Like, even bosses like the Kael'thas fight, the healing fight, we were losing people, and we're like, just keep healing him. Doesn't matter. DPS goes out the window. Just heal him. Okay, he's dead. All right, we're good.
HPS check.
Exactly. So, I think we 4-healed that, and then somebody off-spec healed as well, and and then bosses we just seen for the first time, like within the past 2 weeks, we one-shot. So that was really, really good. And now with the additional anima gains based on how built up you have your covenant, I'm back to at least just doing the world quest for anima and whatever covenant calling that falls into. So I have my Abomination Factory finally to level 3, and I will get the mission table to level 3. Basically, that'll give me the most bang for the buck from World Quest, so I can get the A-Bomb Factory to level 4 and 5 faster. So that's mainly what I've been focused on in WoW. The rest of the alts are basically just reinforcing their anima conductors until they get those ticked over. So I should have 3, my other 3 alts all have their anima conductors at level 2. I missed mandatory fun night for SOTOR this week, but I've gotten all my characters to item level 306 on that, and I've been starting to collect the set pieces of armor I need. So that's been a lot of fun. Also leveling up a couple characters from basically scratch again, going through the class stories, because I'm sorry, the SWTOR 1 to 50 class storylines are still some of the best content out there, and it's enjoyable to replay it. Picked up Outriders. I was like, yeah, there's enough in this between the Anthem likeness and the everything else, Mass Effect, whatever you want to say, whatever Mew said, that
Mead.
It's sucked me in. I'm the exact opposite. My problem is if I see an enemy, I'm playing the game wrong. So I'm playing the Technomancer, and so everything is mines and turrets until I've basically cleared everything out, and the boss comes out, and then he usually gets a mine and the bazooka rocket launcher, the third skill you can get, to the face multiple times, because I've got power-ups on my armor that add additional rockets to that. So I think I can get 6 rockets off, and normally you can only get 3 or 4. I can also throw 2 mines. And the other thing is...
So do you shoot guns in your game? It sounds like you're just using abilities.
I'm using abilities. I have a sniper rifle, and that's my most powerful gun. I keep upgrading that because I love to just throw the mine out, throw the turret out there, and see who it attracts. And you'll just see them. You see them like pop up behind cover, and it's like pop up behind cover, dead. Pop up behind cover, dead. You know. So I'm using the turret and the mines as distraction to get them to pop out of cover, and then I just pick them off with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's a fun way to do it. Yeah, I've found sniper rifles, and I've found a pair of pistols that can freeze. It freezes and vulnerables them.
Yeah,
and
that's what the turret does. I have cryo on the turret, so it's freezing and slowing the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, my armor, every time it fires a shot off, it gains you gain like 150 anomaly power for 3 seconds.
So they're even more powerful.
So it just keeps building as long as it's firing. And then the boss comes in, I just go, oh, you're too close, F, and he's dead. You know, it's like anomaly power. I punched you. Goodbye. So yeah, I've gone all the way up through the lava area, taken care of the volcano, and now I'm in the lumberyard area. So I'm dealing with Trench Town and all that.
Yeah, you're not too far behind where I am.
So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then of course, patch came out Tuesday. I playing Final Fantasy 14 was going great. Story, quest. I'm sorry, you don't have enough item level to go into that duty.
Oops.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, it's because they expected you to
478 and it wants 490.
Yeah, they expected you to have been doing all of the latest dungeons over and over again, and so at least touching the raids a little bit.
Yeah, so I went and looked at OMF maintains a really nice spreadsheet of here's where to get gear and what item level it is. So I just scrolled down until I saw, oh, look, crafted 510.
Yep.
Okay, time to visit the market board. Filled out the left slide, filled out the right side. Now my lowest item is my 500 weapon because I need to finish the quest in Boja, and
which you could buy a crafted weapon too. So.
I know, but I don't like to buy craft. That's the one thing. Like I'll buy crafted armor left and right, not weapons. I have to earn the weapon.
Okay.
You can use your allegory to upgrade those to 520.
Yeah, 520. Well. You can set all of them to 520.
Yeah,
now.
I don't have enough allegory. I had enough allegory. To look at buying like the right side. But we'll get into this. We'll get into this more. So that's what I've been up to. We need to tear through the news real quick.
Yes, we do.
All right. Where is the button in AIE News?
Button!
AIE News.
All right. So, if anyone wants mandatory fun night, the schedule will be in the show notes. We're just not going to read it in the interest of time, and we read it last time. So... go ahead, Mew.
So then we go over to Streaming and Guild Podcast News. We start with SWTOR Escape Podcast, number 376, Vet Mode Rotations. Some of our teams are doing vet modes. We talk about getting to that next level with refined rotations. Coats. And then on to SWTOR Escape Podcast 377, Vet Mode Gear. That week, they continued the series, what it takes to get into veteran content, with a talk of the gear you need. And that's right, Stat Talk.
Yep. As we just did.
Yes. And then over to Working Class Nerds, where their episode 102 is Who Broke My Game? Marcus and Nick get to the chance to chat with Jackie Cho. Jackie is a game developer who currently works at Gearbox Software. Together, they talk about the increasingly common phenomenon of games being broken or very buggy at launch.
As we just talked about.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
About that.
yeah. And then over to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 415. Azeroth hiatus shape table, because they didn't want to say a round table. It was just whatever random shape that happened.
There we go. Yeah. At the table.
Yep. Ben and John spend some time talking about video games, but for the sake of that podcast, John spends a lot of time talking about his adventures in Final Fantasy XIV. Sounds familiar. Along with chat room comments by Old Man Frakes.
Yep.
So
Who evidently got off his lawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we have a ton of stuff going on with the nerds. Wow, with the nomads.
I mean, you're not wrong.
D&D and AIE. The Friday night Baldur's Gate group has survived the encounter with the massive horde of Gibberlings, or have they? There's a Saturday night Falandin, or Philanders as I used to like to say, a group that have made their way through the first small dungeon and have now been tasked by the Hobgoblin by Clark to overthrow the king of the Kragmar goblins so he can take over the clan, promising to stop the ambushes along the road. Sounds really familiar. And there's a Sunday night Ravenloft group that is still within the murder house, Durst Manor, trying to solve its mysteries, such as where did those kids go? Will they survive the manor, or will it in fact be the murder house and fall prey to what lurks within? They will find out next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If more people are interested in playing or running D&D or other tabletop RPGs, there's a sign-up sheet printed in the Dungeons and Dragons channel under Nomads. Must not pick up other game. Sorry. Diablo 3 AIE still playing in D3. Stop in Nomads and ask for invites to clan and community. Also, Division 2, the clan has seen a little activity as of late. But if you're getting into the game and need help, go ahead and reach out to the Division channel in AIE Discord. Destiny 2, The Guardian returns. There is a blog post in Bungie's website. Light activity in the clan. Make sure you get in touch with other Guardians in the AIE Discord channel at Destiny 2.
And in WoW news, New Braid, speaking of Kenny, after skipping Shriekwing this whole time, they have now killed her back-to-back weekends. Good job. And I understand completely why you skipped it, because with 30 people, that fight is a disaster. Even
blood everywhere.
Yes. There are a lot of changes with the raid team, some new ones, some old ones recruiting, and some switching to different levels of raid. Be sure to check out the 2 raid channels in Discord if you are interested in that part of the game. Even after the first major guild purge for the Alliance side, they're at 739 characters in the guild, and the raid team has down 2 bosses on Heroic. Congrats, Blue Side, Quest for Co-Guild. And Tuesday starts World Quest Week, so make sure you grab your quest in Oribos before you do anything Tuesday. Also, Shift J, open your journal, look in one of the panes. If you don't see it, hit the arrow over. It'll be there. You can start quest. Don't even have to go to Oribos. So, pro tip.
Alrighty. Over in SWTOR. Since the last AIE podcast, AIE and SWTOR has had its first hard mode operations training night. And it has been a big hit. Marcus took the team into Terror from Beyond, and it sounded like everyone had a blast. Everyone except the Wreathing Horde, that is. Sadly, she died and was stripped of her loot.
Well, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shouldn't have been hoarding that loot in the first place. Anyway.
Right.
If you are interested in HM Ops training, watch the HM Ops training channel in Discord for signups and updates. And just as a reminder that Friday nights now have a set rotation. First Friday is Flashpoints night with Mail Lung in the lead there. Second Friday is Veteran Ops Learning Night with Marcus B there. Third night is Achievements Night with Kahohu.
Yep.
And B Kavanaugh. And then the fourth Friday is monthly Epic Guild activity with Marcus B.
Mega.
And if there's a fifth night, because every once in a while you had a fifth Friday, there'll be a wild card break. Then come join everyone on Tuesday nights for Mandatory Fun Night and Friday nights for an abundance of things as listed above. They have an operations team running on other nights of the week that often need fill-ins, so feel free to ask in Discord if that's something you want to do.
All right. In an ESO news, dungeon runs to maximum. There's been runs to maximize the cake buff experience, or the cake experience buff, excuse me. Which of course again means that the cake is not a lie. Clearing zones of sky shards and world bosses. There's at least one death caused by gravity due to Kenny leading people off cliffs. Kenny's a very Kenny-centric episode. Thank you very much for giving you a bad time, honey. MFN's activities happen each week and involve either zone clears, daily dungeon runs, and or public dungeon clears. In mid-June, when the update 30 is released, a new system called Endeavors will launch, which brings new daily and weekly tasks that grant you rewards such as gold and experience, along with a new currency called Seals of Endeavors. Endeavors will be available each time you log in and require tasks such as pickpocketing items, completing quests, crafting items, other general activities that you're probably going to be doing anyway. So basically, yep, exactly. So you're going to get rewarded for playing the game. Yay! Seals of Endeavors can be used to purchase currently available Crown Crate items and will be account-based. So no need to hope you get lucky when you open a crate. Just save those up and buy what you want.
It sounds a lot like another system.
Yeah.
SWTOR. Yeah.
A lot of them are going to a very similar battle pass style.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to log in daily, but if you miss a day, that's fine, So, yeah. In STO news, STO started a Delta recruitment event. This rewards characters with a variety of in-game items, again, for completing certain challenges such as leveling up or crafting. Some rewards are account unlocks. Player will need to create a new character if they don't already have a Delta recruit. They'll be detailing Delta recruits on the next Fleet Action Report tomorrow evening. And that's on YouTube. If you don't, they didn't record this past couple of weeks, so just go on YouTube and look for Fleet Action Report, and you can watch them. And in Guild Wars 2 news, the monthly Dungeon and More event has a set schedule, second Friday of the month, so the next Dungeon and More night is May 14th.
Back in Lord of the Rings Online, SNL is still going on Saturday night from 8:30 to 10:30 Eastern. You can even come out and hang and voice with them too. 14th anniversary event runs April 21st through May 11th. Monday will be a patch that includes further adventures of Bilbo, not Bleeblo.
Not Bleeblo.
But then on April 24th, they'll be running the anniversary stuff for SNL. There is some stuff in the planning stages, so please stay tuned to the Lore Tour channel for upcoming AIE events. If you would like to run group content, let everyone know in the Lord of the Rings online channel.
Awesome. And with that, let's get back to Abo and Kelsier and talk more about Final Fantasy XIV.
Yay!
Even more.
Something about a little patch I heard on Tuesday?
Oh, yeah.
Only half a patch.
Yep.
There was a thing that dropped down. It was it like 2.5 gigs of stuff I had to download?
Yeah, it was a lot because they
Some places 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine was like 5. I don't know, but maybe I'm misremembering.
I'm just pulling that out of the air. I could be way off.
Yeah, but it was a big one because we got the high-res patch. Woo.
Yay! So the game looks much better.
For our UI elements, let's be clear here. If you zoom on someone's cape, it's still gonna look like a Tetris figurine. But
and it's gonna be that way until I get rid of PS4, probably.
Likely. But as far as like the actual game itself, yes, we did get a UI update. So when you blow up or reduce or whatever it is, we have a much better looking UI icons and elements and text on there, so it's much easier to see. If you're playing at a high resolution, but you want to actually be able to see your icons and you blow them up, they're no longer a Piscazzo painting; they're an actual icon that means something. But let's go over what's in this patch, shall we?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
Go for it. Tell us what's going on.
All right. So in this patch, because that's the all the craze and what all the crazy kids are playing these days.
Right. Clearly.
Okay. just like any major patch, more main story quest lines with a new dungeon
Woohoo!
with the apostrophe in
awesome
it.
dungeon.
So I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Kel, it's all you.
Paglethan.
Palgathan, yeah.
All right, let's go with that.
Paglethan.
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go with that. All right, we got the final wing, the final series and the conclusion of the Dark Apocalypse raid, which is the Nier Automata inspired raid set, which you do not have to play the original Nier Automata to understand this raid, but it just adds
It helps.
flavor to it. It does help. It also adds your appreciation to it. And if you haven't played that game, it is on Game Pass. I would go play it.
Highly recommend it. Play that game, and this raid series is a direct sequel. Like the creator of that game was involved in creating the raid here, and said that this is a direct sequel to that game.
Oh,
Which
nice.
is crazy.
That's cool.
Yep, and it's really fun if you do it as chickens.
Clearly.
Yep.
Everything's
What is
better
it?
as a chicken.
What? Yeah, everything's better with the chicken.
I mean,
And
why
Let
not?
me side note here. There's an older game, Warhammer Online, and it's a PvP centric game. Yeah, well, it was. It's no longer around. But if you go as a high level, try to go into a low level zone to do PvP stuff, you got turned to a chicken and you did 1 damage. The group I was playing with at the time, we all got together, like 50, 60 of us got together as little chickens to just try to swarm one person. And we got 1 kill out of it because we also had 1 hit point.
Yeah,
But,
Right. So you
Zerg-
just
the Zerg
you
mentality.
just got kicked and that was it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the game went under. But regardless. Let's see. What's next on here? The next chapter of the Saga of Wealth, including an 8-player weapon trial, which is think weapon like Final Fantasy VII weapon things, big,
Right.
mechy guys.
Yep.
So a new 8-player trial there, and there's an extreme version of that as well.
Ah,
lots of fun.
extreme. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like how SWTOR has your story dungeon, then they have the expert dungeon afterwards. Like
Right. Story, veteran, and then hard mode or master mode.
Yeah. So like I guess veteran would be kind of like extreme, and then master would be the ultimate one, because not everything gets an ultimate, but when it comes around, ultimates are tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, and I bet the weapon series is going to get an ultimate someday.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It'd
Looking
almost
with it,
be a tragedy if it didn't.
well, looking at the stuff that they're giving ultimates right now, like this kind of, I don't know, is it in here for Levy? I do not see Levy in here. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Yeah,
Oh.
you have it. Never mind. Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Unreal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm actually going to skip to that right now because I'm going to try to get through all the battle stuff here.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I am jumping ahead real quick.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
be back
do it.
around.
So some of this, yeah. Keep going.
Okay, so the Unreal trial, which is like a super hard trial, but an old trial that's been like souped up to modern levels,
Right.
but still made super hard. It's called the Unreal trial, and that's going through a rotation right now. So that is now been moved to the Leviathan site, which is from the Realm Reborn patch 2.3, 2.2, around there.
Can't
Oh,
remember.
Early
I
on.
forget. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's still one of
2.0.
my favorite fights, though.
Yeah. Oh, and this new one is just intense. Yeah, it's like the fun thing to add to it is that if you do die, you better get rezzed immediately because he's gonna wash that body off the side.
Oh, shit.
So
Into the drink.
yes, it's been interesting to watch some of the people going after that one. Like it looks like fun chaos, but wow,
Chaos.
you have to be. Yeah, you have to be really on top of everything to get that one going.
Okay. All right. So if you are not, a fan of violence, you want to do non-combat activities, there's also a ton of stuff for you in this patch as well. First off, there's every so often they have a player housing contest, which the community, they the artsy people, they draw up a little thing of a new piece of furniture that they would like to be added into the game, and every so often they pick the good ones and they add them into the game, right?
Right.
Also neat little nod to have the community be able to contribute to some ideas on here. So we have a couple of those new items, those furnishing items added there to decorate your houses, your rooms, your free company rooms, apartments, whatever you have. Right.
Okay. I thought they'd added something like the weekly fashion thing, but for houses, because that would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would
that would
be-
be a great idea.
I don't want to imagine the coding they would have to do to figure that out, though.
Oh yeah, that would be a bit of a nightmare.
You just got to make your room the most functional way as possible.
Exactly.
Or just do the Animal Crossing version of, did you have a lot of crap in there? Does it look like a similar color? Okay, good. Yay, A. You get an A.
5
Well,
stars.
Well, we are getting the Animal Crossing like game in Endwalker, but we'll
Yeah.
talk more about that during the fan festival, digital fan fest, which I have not on my screen, it's on the next page. We'll get there.
Yep.
We're also getting new hairstyles.
Woo!
New hairstyles. As you can see, I'm all about the hairstyles.
Right?
Yep.
But if you want to look like an attractive android that can slay thousands of enemies without breaking a sweat, because androids.
Or the other one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That 2B needs a makeover. All right.
Yeah, those hairstyles come from the near raid, if it wasn't already obvious.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Right. So you have to fight for 23 people. There's the roll. You're 99, and then you have 6 other people roll 99 with you, and then the roll off, you lose. That's how it works.
Yep.
Though do note that if you're a cat man or like myself or a bunny girl, those hairstyles are not applicable.
Of
Because,
course.
yeah, the ears.
Yet they
Yeah.
still roll for it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course they do.
Agree?
Hey, market board money.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I should have rolled for it. Darn it! I hadn't thought about that.
The targeting reticules on the actual, when you click on someone, they have like a little ring around that says you are targeting this thing.
Yeah.
Well, now there's actual arrows on them that says the thing is pointing that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
there was just a tiny arrow in the very front of him, but it's really easy not to see that, especially if he's not facing you. You can't see the arrow anyway. So yeah, I like that they added those because it's so much clearer now, especially in some of the raids where it's
where you're-
extremely important.
Yeah,
that's
or like
good.
when you're fighting a giant orb, and it's
Yeah.
like for some
Where's
reason
his
this
face?
one you need to know where it's pointed, and it's like, dang it.
Giant
You're
orb,
like,
where's your
"Darn
butt?
it."
I need to hit you in the butt. Where is it?
it does bring up the fundamental question: is what is the front of the orb?
Hmm. Wherever you hit it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wherever
Yeah.
if you're when you take damage, it's the
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but especially since
Exactly.
dragons that go bleh all over the place, or a dragon's going to start going through and crawl in the front there. You want to be, you need to invoke the Mr. Miyagi defense. Best defense, they'll be there.
Exactly. Yep. 100%.
Let's see, tuck it there. There was a new stat added to the Bajon front, authority. No, that's
notoriety.
Alrighty.
whatever.
With hard.
So is this like
after
another prep grind?
So
No,
not really.
No.
it's like telling you
Avo,
something
can
that
I
the game
take one?
hasn't been. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, since I do the Boja stuff, yeah. So notoriety is slow. It's like if you keep getting rejected, there's these one-on-one duels you can do with a big enemy that
okay.
like buff everyone if you succeed. Haven't seen
Right.
someone succeed yet, but notoriety, like let's say you don't get selected, but you queued for it, you get notoriety to increase your chance of getting selected.
So it's like bad luck protection. Got it.
Bad luck protection.
Yeah, got it. So a
Or-
little buff against that.
Yeah, and I think they also added like hubris to the enemies, where if you're like outmatched by by a group of enemies, they'll get like
Cocky.
we can mess them up, and then
Okay,
they'll start
cocky,
taking more
good.
damage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's see what else. Next up, Ishgard Restoration has finished. So congratulations to all the
Yay.
people who took that.
Took
little
less time
cross
than
town.
repairing WoW's Park and Stormwind.
Yep.
That is true.
Well, it's because
but,
World of Warcraft always forgets to use their adventurers for more than just war.
Right. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I mean, in Final Fantasy 14, it was just a dragon that destroyed the place. So that's why it was so easy. Oh wait.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same problem, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, true. For Final Fantasy, all you have to do is give someone, hey, you might get a pet here, and then now you have a slave labor force.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Now you'll have adventurers knocking down your doorstep to help.
right, but since it's already built, how can you get those people to to come by and do things for you? Well, you can't have fates. You need feties, not fates, feties. FE
Right.
with a little thingy on it. TE.
Party.
Yeah. So every 2 hours there's going to be a little thing to celebrate the restoration of this book.
Yeah.
And then
every 2 days
But-
for every 2 hours.
yeah. Oh yes, that's correct.
Yes, yeah, and the way you can tell is go to Foundation, and it'll say when the next one's going to be. So that's probably the easiest way to figure that out. But yeah, every 2 days, every 2 days for an entire day, every 2 hours, the feats will happen. EDs.
Feet.
But it's
we can always participate in feats as well, and ankles and shin
No.
bones.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yes, that's also a thing. But that's going to be the next expansion.
these feats are so much fun. It's chaos. It's basically like you have to do it as a crafter or a gatherer, and you are essentially just participating in just craziness, like crafting oversized stuffed Moogle toys and dragging them across the zone, or
that's
delivering presents to people, or there's a giant sheep and everyone's shearing it and then trying to grab all the fuzz and give it off. And yeah, it's
awesome.
it's a lot of fun. And if you get gold in it, because it's basically a fate, if you get gold in it, then you get 2 presents. Do you guys talk about that at all? Yeah, the presents have either just tokens that you can use to buy stuff later, or they'll just give you the thing that you could buy randomly.
Yeah.
So there's a mount, there's pets, there's a new outfit, the Peace Lover outfit.
Torn jeans, finally.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's kind of
Yeah.
like when you're a kid
Pre-pressed
into your.
jeans.
So it's like when you're a kid into your birthday, and your grandma gives you either money or the present you wanted.
Yes.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
so
the
yeah.
other thing you mentioned, Kel. You mentioned torn jeans. That's the other thing that Final Fantasy just takes a moment to get used to when you're coming from other games that all have their same style. It's like you can walk in and there's somebody in a 3-piece suit that's tanking for you.
Yeah.
With somebody over here that's healing in a bikini, with the DPS over here in full plate armor, and you're like,
And then you're wearing a chicken outfit.
and you're wearing a
Yes.
chicken outfit.
And torn jeans.
Right.
Yeah.
I like how one of the cool things I like is like they have like old time outfits, and then they have like modern outfits, but they're made out of very rare materials.
Yes.
So like which I think is a cool conceit, where it's like they have these designs, it just requires cool, hard to find materials.
Yeah.
Yes. It only shows up in weird fairy dungeons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, we do have 13 worlds minus a few that already blew up, but we do
Yeah.
have
Right.
X number of worlds. That
Spoilers.
could have,
Yeah.
Well, it might be in the name. I don't know.
you'll get there. I mean, it was an introduction video. Let's see. What else will you hear? Oh, achievement logs. That got simpler. You do an achievement. You succeed and get an achievement. You want your reward. Now you just click on the reward and you get reward.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Amazing, isn't it?
As opposed to having to go back to one.
There's
of the,
some dude hiding in Gridania somewhere that you have to go talk to and say,
Okay.
"Oh, I want this
Yeah.
thing." Oh, you
And
don't
it's
have
in the
that.
one part
Oh, I
of
want this thing.
Britannia that
Yeah.
doesn't have an Ethernet shard for
Yes.
whatever reason.
Right. Yes.
Way out of the way. Yeah, it was always a strange situation. And then there was the also other one where you got achievement points and then you turned in to get things with those achievement points, or some
Yes.
weird, like it's
Yeah.
always been a weird system, and it's nice that you just literally click the achievement now and it just pops it up. So
That's good.
I'm glad they finally did that.
Have you guys talked to the NPCs in that near that area
Oh, yeah.
recently? Like I went back to where there's like a part of Gridania you're not allowed to go into, and the NPC is like, we don't let common scum like you people into this
Ooh, what do you
Wow.
mean, you
into the
people?
rich people sector. And I was like, do you know who I am?
You know who, John?
I am?
I'm the warrior. of
I
light.
I literally killed gods. Like, you want to keep me out of this area? Oh, let's go.
I'm the disciple of Master Mosusai. I've slayed gods.
And you're not letting me into the fancy section?
Because I'm not on the list.
Yeah. I literally talk to this country's leader like all the time, and I'm not aristocratic enough to get into this section.
Yeah.
I got on
All
my
right,
link cell speed dial. The link cell speed dial.
I know what we'll be talking about next time we chat. There we go.
Okay, what else we got new? Okay, so this one's actually kind of important here. The Duty Finder Roulette has a couple changes that's been going on here. So if we group up as a group of 4 or a group of 8 if you're doing a trial, and you just give me a random, right? Before you got the whole list, the whole the whole list of dungeons that you could randomly pick. Now that's going to change. There is an option in there that you'll call the limited leveling roulette option, and what that will do is it will take the person with the lowest level, and it will only pick something within 8 levels of the lowest level person on there. So let's say you have a group of 80s and a 78, 78 being your lowest. You won't get stuck with a Satasha run.
Okay.
Yeah. But what if you like pulling the entire dungeon at once and killing everything?
Then you run DD.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that adds a little bit of change there.
So does that mean? So is that's Duty Finder Roulette? So does that mean we're going to get less of the Lost City of Rabbanah? That whole series? Are we going to get less of those?
No, you're talking about the alliance raid stuff. That's different.
Oh, okay. They didn't change that.
I mean, technically, if you group up as a group of 24, I guess technically you could, but good luck with that.
No,
but
it's just when I did
you
the
won't,
roulette.
You won't be queued up if you are all level 77. You won't be queued up for Sastasha or Copper Belt lines.
Gotcha.
And you have to be the entire group. Like it's not for when you're queuing by yourself or with another buddy. Like it's the entire group.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I see. If you queue up as a full group, got it. Okay.
Yes.
No, that makes much more sense.
Okay. So Kelsey, a question for you.
Hey.
How many emotes do you have now?
Let's see. I got the ones where you can paint the floor.
Nice.
So I have a lot.
You have a lot. Wouldn't it be nice that you could just do a search for an emote?
Why, yes, it would be.
Well, guess what you can do now?
I can paint the floor?
You can paint the floor by searching for it now. So you can actually search for an emote because you don't know the whole thing. You can do a search and actually have it show up. It's built into the GUI now. So
there are a lot of emotes.
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to scroll through the list and find the one you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice now.
Okay, and everyone on this our little window here, raise your hand if you have one. If you're watching live at home or if you're recording, you raise your hand too. Raise your hand if you got your hands on a PlayStation 5. Not too many hands show up. No. What you did raise your hand? Well, Final Fantasy 14 now has a native PS5 edition. That's has a beta starting. Oh, shut it!
Really? I'm co-host. So this is a visual podcast. So it's not a visual podcast, but if you were in the chat room, you'd probably see us all flipping off Mew as he showed his controller.
I have a white controller too.
Yeah.
Not the same controller, but it's
I mean,
white.
I might have helped launch the PS4, so maybe I still know some people or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I purposely did not go into any gaming companies because I didn't want to be. I didn't want to have my dreams smash on how that. But there's a PS5 edition for a PS5 native edition for Final Fantasy 14. It is a beta state. That is more of a precaution right now because the full game is accessible from the PS5.
Yeah.
If you have a PS4 license, you just whoop.
Yep, it was really easy.
I want the PS5.
Went in there, push a button, you're done.
They've also made an update to loading times for PC users to match the PS5.
Yes.
So,
that was
I guess
a surprise.
They had like a minimum time for loading it as part of the game, so that for PS4 and stuff. But they got rid of that. So now your SSDs can scream just as loud as they want.
Yeah.
Yes.
I added a 2 terabyte M2.
Oh wow.
Hard, and I threw all the games on that.
High roller.
It was Amazon was having a sale on the Samsung something.
But the Evo Pro or just the
no, the Evo Pro. It was like $250, and they normally run like $340.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that, threw it. I was like, I've got an open M2 slot. Let's see if this works. And then spent I think 2 days cursing and screaming at my operating system, and finally, it wasn't that it didn't work. It's that somehow in the middle of it, the system blue screened and reset all my audio drivers. And then I spent the whole time going, why is it when I plug in the headphones, I lose the front speakers, until I realized, oh, there's an option that says separate audio streams. Got it.
Yep.
And then everything's good.
Everything's been fine then.
But yeah, no,
Yay.
the load times, because I had it on an SSD, a 250 gig SSD before with my WoW installation. And the load times were still fast, but it seems faster
Almost
now.
instant now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they optimized it. It cut the artificial load time, and then, yeah, it's really fast.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, and then the high resolution UI for Windows and Mac players, which personally, even though I don't run it above 1080 right now, it still made a big difference on how it looks.
Oh yeah.
And I have a 2K monitor and a bunch of UI elements kind of inflated in size, and oh my god, it's like I didn't realize how not crisp it was until I enabled it, and I was like, oh.
So is that an option you have to go in and turn on in the settings?
Yes, it's on, and it's in the graphics options. It's really easy to accidentally skip over.
Okay.
But it's in, like, if you go to the advanced display graphics options, so there's like display and then
Right.
graphics. It's like the first one.
Okay.
And you do have to restart the client for it to take effect.
Gotcha.
But please do. It's a big
That's
difference,
great.
and it's not. I haven't seen a performance dip from it either.
Yeah, I think unless you're really unless your computer's already struggling to run Final Fantasy
Yeah.
14, you probably will be fine.
All right, so let's zip on over to for company news. That's the AIE entity. What we do here, map nights are still maptastic.
Woo!
Woohoo!
We just got with the last patch. We also got new items released for rare items from maps. So
Great.
unfortunately, I had a migraine, so I couldn't do the first one yesterday. But
Migraine
looks
buddies.
like yeah.
Now you do.
It's the dang weather, but and I have a light pointed at my face. This is probably bad, but I'm doing fine
yeah.
so far. But but it looks like people got to the end of the dungeon, so that's
lot
was
of
really
times,
exciting
yeah.
to see. So
Mhm.
if any of you are out there, congrats and good job.
And if you are struggling with money, like you hit level 80 and you're below a certain item level and you need to go raid the market board,
Exactly.
Map Nights are your friend. You
Oh,
make
yeah.
some bank. So
And all you have to do is show up. You don't need to know what even maps are or treasure dungeons or anything. As long as you've got finished the original Shadowbringers main story quest, you're good to go.
Yep. Yeah. So maps. Just as you alluded to, maps not required. If you do bring them, they're greatly appreciated, though.
Yep.
Because it means we get to do more of them. Right?
Yep. And if
Also
you have a
bad luck
level,
protection.
well, and if you have a level 80 gatherer or miner or botanist or easier, you can do it. And I think you can do it with fishing, but it's harder. But like botanist and miner, you literally just go to the same exact map. There's two different spots depending on which one you are. You mine a couple things, poof, map comes up once a day. I mean, it's
yeah.
Yeah,
real easy to get.
I do it every
Make
morning
sure-
before.
Make sure you
before
pick
work
up
starts.
the 8-player map. Make
Yes.
sure you pick up the 8-player map.
Yeah, don't get the single player one.
The Noro skin.
Yeah.
I hit a tree with an axe and pull a map out of it every morning.
Okay. Do not be afraid to ask for help for your dungeons and for running stuff in Free Company Chat or the Discord channel. We love to help you out, right? Maybe like get to things say, oh, I'm not available now. I might be available in a couple of hours when I finish work or when I finish doing adulting activities. We love to help you out, and there's always an audience on Discord.
Yep. And just one thing, this is more of a, PS. Just because you can hit level 80 on all the classes on one character doesn't mean that has to be your goal. Like, if enjoy the game, play the game. The goal of the game is not to max everything out in 5 minutes. It's
Right.
please take your time. You were going to drive yourself crazy if you were trying to min-max every aspect of this game because there's so much to do.
There's
So
so much.
Yes.
just pick one thing enjoy it, go on to the next thing. Otherwise,
Right.
you
I
would
like
Now,
burn out
if you don't
fast.
enjoy that job, move to another one. And that's fine.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
you know, find your focus, find your center, and go with it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Or as Lashin says, glamour's the end game. 100%.
It is the end
Um,
game.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You get these things called glamour plates where you can store 5 or 15 different like glamour sets, so like transmog in World of Warcraft,
Which is not enough,
save
but
sets,
anyway.
which is not enough. And I'm constantly going like, oh, I don't want to delete this outfit yet, even though I never use it because I really like it.
Exactly.
I'm also from reading the show, the chat room. Zoot's trying to sell a dress for 4 million. Like, wow. Also, it sounds like glamour's expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so these
that's
are the
brand
ones
new.
that come from the treasure dungeon. So that we were just talking about, like that dress that just got released is, I don't know how to describe it, but these items are always very unique and often go with other stuff pretty well. Like they usually dye pretty well or things like that. So yeah, those are the crafting items that drop from the treasure dungeons all this time. So big money.
Mhm.
So that's the only way you can get them, and they're rare.
All right. Couple dates to remember in the Final Fantasy world. May 14th and 15th. So, a little less than a month away. Right? No.
Woo!
Yeah, it is. Okay, I can count.
No,
less than a month
you're
away.
correct.
Okay. Well, less than a month, we have the Final Fantasy 14 Digital Fan Festival 2021.
Woo.
So it's like gonna be like BlizzCon, but for Final Fantasy.
Mhm.
So there's gonna be a lot of panels, a lot of keynotes, what's coming soon in the game. Obviously we're gonna find tons of information dropped on Endwalker. There's a lot of great personalities and a lot of great creative artists that get involved in this thing. Just like any other show about a game. We're going to have like the story panel. We're going to have the art panels, the music panel. There's going to be some stuff with their in-house band, the Primals, that will be played, which is led by the music producer Soken, who is awesome, by the way. I would strongly recommend. He has a lot of stuff on YouTube out there. Smart guy, nice guy. He did an interview with the music producer dude whose name's escaping me.
And the Husky the Geek guy.
Yes, that guy. Yes.
Yeah, I forget the other guy's name, but yeah, I watch their stuff all the time, and yeah, he was impressed by them. And the music producer, apparently has Soken like dead to rights, has figured out like what he's trying to portray in his music, and it's actually kind of interesting to hear them gush at each other back and forth.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
that was so cool. I actually have one of Husky the Geek's songs on my iTunes thing. His cover of the Civilizations from Raktika Greatwood is really good.
Is it
Excellent.
Alex Makula?
Yes.
That sounds
thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
exactly
you,
what
Leisha.
it is.
Yeah, I remember the Husky the Geek guy because he's wearing a Husky thing most of the time, so it's just
Yeah.
easy to remember. But yeah, no, the both of them Alex does like groovier versions of the songs, so it's just like smoother, like almost jazzier versions of all that. Whereas Husky does more of the rocking kind of stuff. And yeah, their covers are great. Husky was one of the first one to get the correct length of the new opening song for 6.0. He was actually able to make a cover of it because in the beginning they just had the little clip during
Right.
the live video, so he actually was able to do a full version of it and make it as a cover.
Wow.
And Soken was pretty impressed by that too. So, but yeah.
Well, from there we do have what FanFest will be complete without a merch store, and we will have one of those as well. Such as there's a hoodie that will be very cool, except for the fact that it would be not something that I would be able to wear with outside because it's a little risque. But they do have that sort of stuff, t-shirts and some other fun things such as, do you need a Final Fantasy 14 face mask? Well, there you go. How about a mobile seat cushion for all your hours of working from home or studying at home? Well, you got that too. More importantly, the most important item on this digital store, which I will be getting, the lunar whale. What is the lunar whale, you ask? Who here has played Final Fantasy 4 or 2 if you only played the US version? Who here has played 4? Anyone? Me? Oh, just me? Oh.
Just the MMOs.
Just the MMOs. Okay, well, Final Fantasy 4 has a big thing which they go to the moon, blah, 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 blah. And you get there via a whale, a lunar whale. Does it sound weird? Well, yeah, it's Final Fantasy.
A little.
Sounds normal to me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the most coolest thing about this thing is it's not a one-person mount. It's not a 2-person mount. It's not a 4-person mount, but it is a full-on 8-person mount that you can cruise around and take your whole crew with you.
Nice.
It's basically
Yeah.
for map nights.
Yes.
Yeah, map nights.
Yeah.
Taking. Well, you mean we have to raid the moon? The moon's haunted, so
That's
we need to bring a raid with us.
Moon's haunted.
Moon people.
What? I said
Moon
moon's
zombies.
haunted.
Okay, and then sometime in fall 2021, we actually will have our Endwalker expansion. We should get a little mini patch between then and now. Probably like a 5.5 patch, and then in the fall we'll have a new expansion to rip our hearts out with.
Yep.
Right? That's how it works.
Yeah, especially because of the way they said that 6.0 is the end of the story, and then 6.1 will start a new story. That's the interesting, what is they going to do?
Yeah,
So
'cause,
they're, instead of doing the interstitial
Yeah.
story patch at the end of the expansion, they're actually starting the new expansion, wrapping up the old one.
It's wrapping up the entire story that we've been through so far.
So
Wait, so not just
Shadowbringers, it was self-contained, right?
Right.
It had
Yeah.
a good beginning and an ending, but there was more threads to deal with from 6.0 to 6 or 5.0 to 5.3.
right.
So 5.4 and 5.5 are leading to the expansion, just like 4.4 and 4.5 did for Shadowbringers.
Yep.
But then Endwalker is going to end at the end with 6.0.
So
And
you'll have the entire story. Like when the expansion drops, you can finish the entire story of the game so far.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And they're going
So they're wrapping
they're
up
gonna,
all the
end,
loose ends, closing
they're going
all
to wrap
the
up the
stories.
whole Zodiac and Hydaelyn storyline. Is what they're
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
in other words,
they'll have all the interstitial patches to deal with whatever the next thing,
Yeah.
or to start
Yes.
ramping up to the next
Yeah.
thing.
so I read this as all plot armor that certain characters had is bye-bye. So there may be a point that people were just going to say, "You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead."
Yeah.
Wow, I
And
don't know.
you're dead.
Like we really don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they're sending us to the moon. So
Right, yeah.
Back to the moon, and the first thing you find out is, there's no oxygen. They find a way. It's a very short game, but anyway.
But
Wow.
yeah.
I guess our last obligatory thing we need to do here is, for those of you who are listening, live, recorded, maybe streaming it later, have you played Final Fantasy 14 yet? If not, what are you doing?
Yep. And if you tried it in the past and stopped, why aren't you back? We've been telling you to come back for a while now.
For a while, yes.
100% enema free.
Yes.
Because remember, the
No
trial,
covenants.
yeah, the free to play version of Final Fantasy 14 is 1 through 60.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
You get to do Heaven's Ward, which is a wonderful expansion.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
an
it's
amazing
completely free.
expansion.
Yeah, it's still
Free.
considered. I think to some people it still beats Shadowbringers. I don't know about that.
I don't know about
but it still
It was
one of
excellent.
the best MMO stories
Yeah.
told. It's only beaten by Shadowbringers to me.
Yep. Yeah. But I mean, come join us. I mean, there's literally no reason anymore that's you can play pretty much the entirety of the game up until a certain point for free, literally for free.
And
And if
drop
you
down.
come back now, you can go and get a chicken suit.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Very important.
And if you need help getting started, questions, where do I get this stupid trial? How do I deal with the account management system, which can be a hurdle, admittedly.
That's 100%. That is the biggest complaint that I have heard, is trying to remember how to reset your game password, having to go through the other password resets to get to your
Yeah.
Well, and there is a speed way of getting around that. Do you have your original CD key? Do you have any of the CD keys you've put into the account? If you have that on hand, that is your pass to getting back into the account.
No, but we're listening to Azeroth Roundtable, and that's one of Ben's problems is every time he goes to try it again, he has to reset his password, and then he gets lost in the, oh, wait, I need to reset the password on the, on the bigger thing first, so then I can reset the game password, and disaster.
Yeah, but a little known thing people don't know too is there is a way to talk to a human in their support staff. It's only during a certain business hours, but if you can actually talk to a human, they can fix everything very quickly. It's just getting to that person is difficult because like every other company out there, Blizzard included, they've gone down to a very, very tiny customer support staff because everything's trying to be done online now.
Yeah. But it's worth it.
But
it's
drop down to the Final Fantasy channel here in our Discord. We love it. Let's know, hey, I'm thinking of trying this game out. Even though as a free trial person you can't join a free company, you can still be in the Discord. You're still part of the community.
Yep.
We still want to, let you get the game through its paces and see if it's something that you want to put money into. And if you do, we'll put your entertainment dollars into it. Join the free company, and you can see the soul crushing story and the have your heartstrings tugged many, many times.
And for those that are concerned, they're download. There's the character creator, but that's
the benchmark,
a benchmark thing. And when you run that, it'll tell you, how well it can play it. But you can also create your characters ahead of time and then import those into the game. So if you just want to play dress up and play with the character creator. All right. Anything else?
And if you have a PS4 or PS5, the game plays beautifully on console. I actually raid with some people that have done nothing but console, and that's how they play. They raid high end on a console. So
I play on PC, but I exclusively use a controller. It takes a little fiddling to get it where you want, but man, once it's that way, it's a dream.
Yep.
And plug your keyboard and mouse into a PlayStation.
That too. and if you have a character on a different data center, that's not going to be a problem soon. They're almost ready to switch it over to where you can visit any data center with your character now. So you can still come do map nights with us if you're on a different data center. That'll be a thing.
Right.
So look forward to it.
Be a good time.
All right.
We'd love to have you on board.
I look forward to when they do the cross game transfer, so some people can come in and on their orcs and.
Exactly. All right. Well, that is going to be our chat room begins suggesting showtime.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Very much.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys have anything you want to plug? Either of you?
Nope, I'm boring and don't have any social media accounts, but you can find me on Discord.
Discord it is.
Well, I'm on the Discords. I am on the Tweeters. I'm most things that have a thing. I'm Applevan. I have been streaming some of my shenanigans out on the newer streaming platform Glimesh. That's GLIMESH.tv. I am Applevan there, surprisingly. I can be, I can be found there, every so often, and hope, if you want to see what I'm doing, cool. If not, that's cool too.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Yeah. If you have questions or comments about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. I am at the Mew Cow. Makala is at Cyberwaif. And Tetsemi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at around 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us at our website, which is aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And the Discord server for chat is aie-guild.info/discord. If you want to see past video episodes, you can see them on the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/c/the AIE Podcast. And our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
And now it's time to play all the great AIE member segments that we received this week. Well, we didn't, but as you know, we always do love receiving member segments. If you want to try your hand at making a short segment between, up to 3, what is it, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Up to 3 minutes?
Yeah, up to 3.
2 minutes, 2 minutes or so. We'd love to have it. Go ahead and if you do that, send it to us at the podcast, and we would love to support your work. It does not need to be WoW. It doesn't need to be AIE centric. It can be about games, geekiness, whatever kind of fun stuff you want to encourage people to get into.
All right, and we are still figuring out guests for next time. So until then, AIE, this is Tetsemi.
This is Mukau.
This is Makala.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. Yay!
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. That song's been.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have been able to see anything that I've been doing, but I had the game on.
Yeah.
I had the game on in the background, and it's just papaya constantly. So.
All right. Well, chat room. Let's see.
I'm going to be going home soon, but I have my earpiece in while I'm driving, so I can hear GPS directions and not disturb the kids. And then I have Spotify going, and on my random Spotify list, I have tons of the Titan theme song shows up all the freaking time.
Yeah. The Leviathan one for me came up today, and
yeah, I got this thing. So it's
nice.
The Scions and Sinners.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, really good cuts of the songs done by them guys. So yeah, that's in my rotation now.
And Mew, I got my anniversary / Valentine's Day present.
Oh, interesting. Is that the samurai version?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've gotten them. I've gotten them a lot of the other of the same series, but their Bandai's only doing special order on a lot of stuff now. So pre-order. So I ordered it for him back in the beginning of or the end of January for Valentine's / anniversary.
Yeah, it took a little while to get here.
Yeah, but it's the Ronin Mandalorian. It is amazing.
Very nice. Yeah, It fits perfectly.
All right. So it looks like Tiber has some show titles for us. Feats, Not Fates. Torn Jeans. Finally. Our Tank is a Chicken. And Glamour is the End Game.
I picked last time, Abavance. I'll let you pick. But.
I think we've done Glamour is the End Game. In
I think we have.
I'm sure we have.
Yeah.
I like Our Tank is a Chicken.
Our Tank is a Chicken, I think, is timely enough because it is the Easter event.
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
The Feedy Fatey Foodies, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I still like the Glamour is the End Game.
Yeah, but we did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so let's go with that one then.
Okay. Our Tank
our chicken
is a Chicken.
Our Tank is a Chicken.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming over. Chat room, thank you as always. Come play the game. It's fun.
Yep. Here's the purple chicken.
Greatest.
Bye, chat room.
Bye, guys. You're amazing.